Head Sales and Marketing Thales, Shri Tulsi Dharan Vishwanathan, Government Relations SAP, Shri Milind R. Kulkarni, Scientist G, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Shri Ankit Mehta, co-founder and CEO of Idea Forge. So let us start this session, and as I already told you that this session is going to be a very much insightful session for all of us. So let us start it with the address of Dr. Neena Pahuja, DG ERNET. Please put your hands together for her. That area, I will request you please take your plates along with you and be seated because the session has already started now. So Dr. Neena Pahuja is here to address all of you.
A very good afternoon, friends. I know the desert is very, very interesting, but it'll be great if you can just pick up your desert and actually come to your seats. I'm going to talk about the new technologies. And I'm also going to address Internet of Things. I understand you've had a wonderful session in the morning. I'm going to take you to a very different world of manufacturing. I'm going to talk about little about physical security and then Internet security. I do see some people here who are of my age group here, sitting here. So around 30 years back, we had this unfortunate incident of Union Carbide. How many of you know about it? We still, as a country, still recovering from that incident. Do you think, with the technology which has changed today, could we have minimized that impact if the same technology was available 30 years back? Could something have sensed that there was a gas leakage happening and minimize the impact of the gas leakage, and hence, the problems that happened could have been minimized? Possibly yes, possibly not. I have another case which is there in the net, and I understand that all of you are interested in the latest technologies and latest security problems. So there is a new concept of a bloodless murder. Have people heard about it? Has anyone heard about something called a bloodless murder? And I'm talking about murder done by cyber security crimes. So here is a case of a patient who is a diabetic patient. He's a type 3 or a type 2 diabetic patient. And he is on insulin injections. And he gets data from his doctor based on whatever his glucose level as to how much insulin he needs to take. The data which comes to him is hacked, whether by email or whatever, and he lands up taking a wrong dosage of insulin. That might lead to actually a bloodless murder. So I give you two cases actually. One where we could have saved people with technology, and there is a second case where technology actually can lead to a death or a murder. So where is the technology leading to? I think it's a very important thing. This session's name is New Technologies. So I'm going to take you through where the technology is going and some new areas where ERNET is working into. So for some of you who don't know ERNET was responsible in this country to bring internet to India. So it's 25 years back that when we brought internet to India, ERNET was responsible for doing that. There's some new technologies that we are working on. Most of you have heard about last mile connectivity that we're looking for using NOFN. We're talking about a new concept called TV white spaces. So I'm going to take you through what is a TV white space in terms of a technology and how this technology can actually help in a last mile connectivity. So what is a TV white spaces? We all have been using TV. These days, most of us use TV, which is a cable TV. But a couple of years back, 10 years back, we were all on the antennas. We used to put an antenna in our house, which will catch the signal, and that will get connected by a cable to our TV, and we would watch the TV. Do you all know that there is a lot of spectrum which has been allocated to the INB for TV broadcast. But there is some spectrum which is actually unused. So can we use that spectrum, that unused spectrum for the last mile connectivity is what we are looking at. So let me take you through what is a concept of a TV white spaces. So we use this technology for a quicker and a last mile connectivity. Typically, if a Airtel or somebody has to do a last mile connectivity to even your house, they would possibly dig a cable or put a cable, or they've already put a cable, and then that's how they bring in the connectivity to you. The white spaces is a band which is a very fast band one, and allows you to do connectivity. And this is one area that is being used globally for a last mile connectivity, which we are trying to work on. I don't know how much it interests the population who's sitting here, so I'll straight away go to Internet of Things and how it's going to improve your business process. Can someone give me an idea of different industries people are here from? We hear from telecom? Good. I met some people from oil and gas industry also. Any other industry? I see some people from defense, of course. Any other representative industry here? Defense? Okay. So let's take a case of smart city and Swachh Bharat to start with, and then we'll go to different industries. You have a case where you want to know, of course, you want to talk about the smart traffic. All of us in Delhi get impacted by the traffic. But let's take a case of Swachh Bharat. You have a case, you have a dustbin which becomes full, which doesn't get cleaned up for some days. Could you have some message which goes when the dustbin becomes full that, look, this dustbin needs to be closed? When it rains, and all of us experience that in the rainy season here, our roads are choked. Is there a way that we come to know that, look, the roads are choked and we need to take some other way to reach our destination or location? Can internet help to do it? Absolutely, yes. Let's look at smart manufacturing. I don't know if there are people from manufacturing industry here. Can we have people sitting? Either we should stop this session or people should concentrate on this. I think there's no point in having a session if people are not here to concentrate. Somebody from SOSHIM? No, either we should have the session or we should not have the session. There's absolutely no point.
I would like to request you, dear delegates who are here, आप लोग please आके अपनी अपनी जगहों पर बैठ जाएं, because we have already started the session, और it is always a two-way communication, so we all have to be here with the whole mind, body, and soul. You can bring your desserts with you, along with you over here on the table. Please.
So we were talking about Internet of Things improving the business processes. Today we have an AC in our house, and typically every year we have to send our AC for maintenance. There's a maintenance wala guy who comes in and checks our AC and repairs the AC or does the preventive maintenance. Can we actually look at a case where there is a sensor on the AC where it's detected that when the maintenance is due and we are able to do a preventive maintenance? Can we actually have a case where somebody's heartbeat is actually checked or ECG is checked on a regular basis, and if a person is going to have a problem, we are able to proactively detect that, look, there is a possibility of a problem, and do a preventive health checkup. So there are a large number of cases where Internet of Things actually could help you. I'm going to take you through something which Department of Electronics has done in terms of IoT policy. So we've actually started a concept of Internet of Things policy, where we have 5 major pillars for our Internet of policy. The first is the demonstration centers, and I'm going to take you through all of this. We are looking at capacity building, we are looking at R&D and innovation, and incentive engagement and human resources development. We in fact launched, as part of the Digital India launch, we in fact launched one of our Center of Excellence with NASSCOM for startups. And we have startups coming in the area of health, in the area of industry, in the area of Industry 4.0, manufacturing, agriculture, etc. to us, who are trying to create a product which actually will look at how they can improve the business processes for that particular industry. I'm sure most of you have been to the hospital. Typically, if there's a patient who's admitted in the hospital, there are two cases. One is the patient is actually carried to an X-ray area and the X-ray is taken. Second, you also have mobile X-rays which are brought into a patient's room for an X-ray. And if you're in a hospital, typically finding where that X-ray machine is typically a problem, whether it's on the second floor of the hospital or the third floor of a hospital, which is large enough for a hospital. So finding an asset is typically a problem in a hospital. Can Internet of Things help you? Actually, it can. If somebody can call me on my mobile and trace me where I am, I'm sure similar thing can be done to trace out the X-ray machine to find out where the X-ray machine is. With the aviation ministry today, we are looking at how we can improve the customer experience as the customer gets into the airport. The Internet of Things actually is able to identify you, maybe with your phone number or other RFID card that you can wear or your this thing, and which will help you to actually have a better customer experience. Most of us who travel typically have had a problem of lost baggage or baggage not reaching with us at the flight. Internet of Things can also help us actually to ensure that the baggage actually reaches, or at least when I sit in the flight, I'm assured that my baggage is also actually boarded the flight. So these are some new technologies which are coming in to make our life or business processes better actually from all sides. But all these things actually will work only if security is taken care of. Like IT industry grew, McKinsey estimates an economic impact of 4 trillion to 11 trillion by 2025 of Internet of Things. We all know what is the kind of economic impact that's happening because of e-commerce today. IoT is expected to have a larger impact than this. So what does Internet of Things do? So this is a little technology slide, but I think it's good if you people understand from a technology point of view what it does. It starts with a sensing. So you may have a sensor which actually senses the air in terms of what are the kind of mosquito level in the air, or it senses the moisture in the air, or it senses actually the moisture in the soil. It can sense anything. You could have sensors of different type, or it senses my temperature or blood pressure. So you have different sensors which actually first do the sensing. The data of that sensor then goes to an embedded processing system where this is analyzed. It's communicated, goes to the cloud, and then an action is taken based on what you could do. So based on, for example, if the soil has too much of moisture, then you may not want to water the soil, or you may limit the watering of the soil, or you may water more. So an intelligent decision can be taken based on the sensing which happens, as part of Internet of Things. Internet of Things actually completes a complete business process. There was a time when people like me used to implement ERP systems, which is Enterprise Resource Planning Systems. And when we implemented that for manufacturing or others, we actually, when we started doing those implementation, we assumed that all our integration problems are going to be solved. But what we realized was that a lot of things are still not fully integrated. I'm going to take you to a case of a steel plant. Now, this is the actual case which happened in one of the steel plants, one of the accidents that happened at steel plant, where there was a leakage of a carbon monoxide at one location, and it actually moved to a lot of other locations. A lot of people died, around 15, 20 people died. Could we have put lots of sensors for carbon monoxide to avoid that kind of accident? So Internet of Things actually can even help in safety of people in manufacturing environment. We all know of the cases what happened in Uttarakhand in terms of floods. Can sensing at a high level of a flood area and sending a message in time for disaster help out in mitigating the risk of maybe a flood? Maybe we could have actually avoided a lot of disasters which happened in Uttarakhand because of the floods that happened a couple of years back. Now, Internet of Things, I'm not going to the technology part of it, but so there are 7 layers of Internet of Things that we talk about, starting from the things. And things could be actually you also. You are also one of the things that could be there. Connectivity, which connector, which actually puts everything together, which could be a cloud or whatever, and then that analyzes the data to create applications. And what we envisage is there will be different kind of applications which will actually come in because of IoT over a period of time. It could even be a smart home, actually. We all have seen in movies that I'm able to, if I want to start a microwave from home before I reach my home, or want to start my AC, I can do it. But actually, IoT is actually going to make that a reality now. Sorry. So the areas that we look at from IoT point of view could be something like a smart city, soil, water, agriculture. I just give examples. Industry 4.0, health and living, safety, village, smart village, and traffic and supply chain. In terms of our living, what we also envisage is that something like an IoT might be able to give some kind of eyes to a blind person. All your cameras have, all your phones have a camera. Can that be used to see and pass a message to a blind person so that he's able to walk easily? Since the main topic here is security, I thought I must touch on security. As to if we don't plan security on the technology platforms, what can happen? I gave examples of security if security is missing in healthcare systems, what can happen?
That's what
Somebody can hack your insulin devices, or somebody can actually hack a cardiac monitor, or somebody can actually hack some kind of a pump that's been put.
Currently, IdeaForge is the global technology leader in its class of UAVs, as well as the market leader in India. We deploy these 2 UAVs, which is Netra as well as Skybox in its various avatars, and they do promise the highest capabilities in their category of systems. These are just some of the examples of the imagery that we can take from these systems, being optical zoom, target tracking, thermal payload. We have all sorts of capabilities that we can use in the operations in the country. These are the only UAVs deployed in the small category across the country right now with various forces. Pretty much the entire paramilitary, state police forces, or the defense forces use our systems for various applications.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you so much. With young entrepreneurs like Ankit, the future appears good in new technology. They are the real harbingers of new technology and how we can use it. Now getting on to the absolutely pure domain of research and knowledge, request Mr. Milind Kulkarni to share his thoughts.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.